Hello, pretty souls. It is Jude here. Also Naeem Shakam, and I'm here to do the divine feminine and masculine reading today. The name of this series is going to be called Divine Femmes and DMs. Okay, I'm gonna hop into it because I'm timing myself. There may or may not be an extended reading, depending on if I'm able to go ahead and complete everything that I have here. Okay. So, anyways, the foundational cards. Well, first of all, the overall energy, and this is the divine masculine's energy right now. His overall energy is the Four of Swords at this time. Um, Basically, he's doing a lot of thinking. I feel like he's in a space of healing and recovery right now, whether you guys are aware of this or not. This could have been that could be past energy or it could be present. Anyways, after this period of healing takes place, I feel like what's on the divine masculine's heart and mind is to come back, and I'm literally hearing the phrase rectify the situation. This could be an apology. This is Cancer, Scorpio, or Piscean energy. So some of you guys could be dealing with someone who's got that in their natal charts, or you yourselves could have it in your chart. But I feel like there's going to be quick communication about feelings. Okay. Now, some of what that conversation could include, when I asked Spirit to help me to clarify, we got the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups in reverse, the King of Pentacles, and the Hermit. And those were both upright. So I feel like this masculine has not had peace. Okay. I feel obviously that you guys could be in separation at this time, or and I do feel like it's separation. I'm not going to change that. There's separation, there's distance between you guys, even if it's just emotional distance, okay? Now, they have this cup of love that they're bringing, but I feel like with the Ace of Cups being in reverse, um, I feel like what some of the conversation could revolve is that they didn't want um, this new love to go the way that it did, to maybe end the way that it did. Also, I feel like when I was picking the cards for this, I felt a heavy energy that this divine masculine is possibly concerned that the divine feminine may not accept this offer of love. Okay. But what I also saw is that this person is ready to be, I feel like, a family man, or ready to commit with the King of Pentacles being here and the Hermit card. I feel as though while there was separation, or while they were departed from you, or whatever way you want to say that, they went within. There was a dark night of the soul that happened. There has been an opening possibly of the heart chakra there with the Hermit card and that jewel right there at the heart. And I feel like also finances have been something that they have been concerned about. And I feel as though, because the King of Pentacles is right underneath the Six of Swords energy, I feel as though they're realizing that this whole money thing is not all that there is, okay? With the Hermit right underneath this Ace of Cups in reverse, I feel like they were blocked from this new love before. The way that you guys got together could have been very quickly. The feelings could have been extremely intense. And just as fast as it began, it was probably over, okay? And it was like a catalyst for their awakening. Moving on from that card, we got, as the second foundational card, we got the Five of Wands here. There was a lot of struggle. There was battles, there was gossip, there was he say, she say. But most importantly, the major message that I got in regards to the divine masculine here was that there was a lot of pretending going on. And when I say pretending, I mean, on this card, traditionally, this is children imitating or mimicking that of a fight, of a sword fight with sticks and with wands. So that's where I get that notion from. I feel as though the front that they were putting on is that they were ready, okay? That they were who they needed to be. Not to say that the divine feminine did not participate. She also participated in this. Also, what I see here is that there was a struggle a struggle when it comes to a test of wills. There was gossip. There was a lot of fire energy here, a lot of conflict. This is also Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy, so this could also be a very important and influential sign in you guys' charts. Now, when I was asking Spirit for more information and more insight about this, the cards that came out were the Two of Cups and the Lover's card. And I'm going to just say that I initially felt like there were two different relationships going on at the same exact time. One of the other understandings I got, and those two different relationships could have been a soulmate union as well as the actual twin flame 144,000 union. Or the other understanding I got for these cards is that this could be the same exact union. It's both a soulmate union as well as a twin flame 144,000 connection. Okay. But what made me even more clear that this was more so two different unions happening simultaneously is because we got the 10 of Swords that came out, and I was led to put that underneath the Two of Cups energy. And then we've got the Four of Cups that was underneath the Lover's energy. So the messages that I got after those two cards came out is that with this Two of Cups, this soulmate union, that's over. Whether the two connected in that union wanted to admit that or not, that is a situation that is coming to an end. It is reaching closure here, okay? It's complete. All right. Even if there are people that are still holding on. And I feel like that's where some of the conflict could have come in from, because there was a soulmate who came back, or who was yet holding on to the divine masculine. And the divine masculine was in fact holding on to this person as well. But I also feel like in that soulmate union, there was a lot of deception and betrayal, also self-sabotage, possibly on both parts of the divine masculine as well as the other soulmate partner. Okay. When it comes to the energy of the Lovers with the Four of Cups, I feel as though the divine masculine was somehow unhappy and somehow unsatisfied with the connection between the twin flame, or the 144,000 connection. There was something that I'm also hearing. This was also dealing with this unfinished energy with the emotions from the soulmate connection as well. Okay, so this person was still kind of trying to heal, or still trying to get his emotions and feelings together behind the betrayal that happened in the soulmate union. And I don't think he had clearly done that yet. There had been possible just confusion and just not really being clear about the way that he felt. Okay. Hence the reason that it's like part of him was ready for this new union. He called it in, he manifested it, but then there was still these old emotions that were still there, that were really crying over spilled milk with this Four of Cups energy. You see, there's Three of Cups in this Four of Cups, and then there's one that's coming directly from the divine. But this person is so focused on these Three Cups here that they don't recognize this one, not even paying attention to it at all. Okay, so they weren't even able to give this here a shot at all, because they were still focused with all these cups. Okay, so that's the energy for the Five of Wands. The next card that came out is the Page of Wands. So this was telling me that I felt like some messages were going to be coming in. Also, not even just messages. This was messages from Spirit, and I feel like it was directly to the divine masculine. Okay. And if it's not to the masculine, it's from the masculine in regards to the way that he feels about the divine feminine. So when I was asking Spirit, okay, it was also something that it's like it reignited a passion. It re-sparked something. I feel like it brought a new and different passionate perspective to the divine masculine. So when I was asking for clarity, the cards that came out, the Three of Pentacles, which made me feel like this was about maybe working together or wanting to build with someone. The Sun. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention some of the other signs with the Two of Cups here from the Five of Wands energy. That's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The Lovers can indicate Gemini, but of course that could be any sign. The Ten of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and also the Four of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Piscean energy. With the Three of Pentacles showing up, this is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy, and the Sun is definitely Leo energy. Okay, so I feel like the Page of Wands is also Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I feel like the person that this divine masculine could be, you know, really wanting to reconnect with in a way and get with is a Leo who's got Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in very important placements in the chart, as well as Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, with the Page of Swords showing up here. So my messages that I got from this is that I feel as though, first of all, this divine masculine has been watching whoever this is. They've been observing them. I feel like it's also still from a distance. This is just kind of watching to see what's going to take place, watching to see what's going to happen. Also, they could have messaged this person as well or want to talk to this person, and the communications and the conversations that they have are going to be kind of just like playful, immature. They could speak some truths to one another that are just going to be really unfiltered. Okay, and that could be energy coming from the both of them. I feel that the divine masculine could desire to be just passionate and share his feelings towards the feminine, but she may respond more so with these cutting words. Not that she's trying to be really mean, but I feel like she is trying to protect herself, and she's also trying to be more logical and reasonable as opposed to just being in her feelings. Okay. But the Sun is about joy. It's about happiness. It's also about clarity. I also feel like children are going to be somehow involved in this conversation. Like they could just have these really random conversations about what they want to build together, how they want to work together, how they want to collaborate, and also about children. The next set of cards that came out first were the Five of Swords. Came out was the Five of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and then the Ace of Wands. So what I felt from this was that with the Three of Pentacles, with the Five of Swords underneath the Three of Pentacles, I feel as though the divine masculine or the feminine, however it resonates for your story, is trying to be very strategic with working together. I also feel as though for some people, this could be manipulation, but I wasn't really feeling that, but it could be. Somebody is not trying to be manipulative as in, they don't want to be rude, but they are trying to create this, they're trying to manifest this vision that they have for themselves, for their connection. And so they're wanting to do that at all costs. Okay. And they may not necessarily be taking into consideration everyone's strengths, skill sets, and even their own spiritual callings and stuff like that. But most importantly, I get the vibe that someone's wanting to be strategic with working together. This time, I feel like they're going to be strategic. With the Seven of Cups being right underneath the Sun card, I really feel like this divine masculine has probably really been dreaming about this Leontine Virgo person who's got air in their chart. I really, really do. I feel also that they felt before that they may have had options, but now the only option that they see, the only person that they believe can bring them this happiness is this Leo energy. And underneath the Page of Swords, which is where I was led to put this Ace of Wands, I feel like this is also what some of the conversation is going to be about. I want to fuck you. I miss you. The way that we make love, the way that we have sex, it is so passionate. It is so fiery. There is nothing like it. You are a lover that I enjoy being with, and I miss that. I also feel like this person is thinking about making this person pregnant. The last and final card that came up is the Two of Cups. Now, I was saying a little bit before how I felt like there were two different unions going on here, both the 144,000 and a soulmate connection. And I remember also stating that I felt like the divine union, the 144,000 twin flame connection, was also a soulmate connection, okay? And I do feel like that could be coming through with this energy. Um, I'm getting another message right now, so give me un momento. So what I'm getting and what I originally got for the soulmate, I mean for the two of cups. First of all, that's mutual love, mutual respect. That is give and take energy, okay? Um, I feel like this is what the outcome of this whole reading for the divine masculine is, okay? That's number one. I feel as though this person is going to be moving really, really, really quickly away from indecision, away from doubt. Possibly once this Page of Wands and the Page of Swords energy, those messages and those conversations, both through spirit and with the person that they could be on their mind and obsessed over or just thinking about so heavily, once they have whatever conversations and epiphanies that they need to have, then they're going to realize who and you know they want to offer this cup of love to, and they're going to do so very quickly. I say that because the first two cards to come out to clarify the Two of Cups was the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords in reverse. So I feel like this person is quickly moving away from indecision, quickly running away from doubt, and they're very focused. They are very determined to create this Two of Cups energy or to get it back. Okay, I feel like they had to take a pause. This break needed to take place. Um, there needed to be some reflection. There was anxiety about money, but I do feel like this person is overcoming that. Remember, this is in the divine masculine's energy, okay? But this needed to take place. Maybe the divine feminine, oh, this is two women here, and I'm getting this as well. The divine feminine had to, maybe she possibly had anxiety as well in regards to money, and she had to level up. This is also Leo energy, that's got Virgo specifically in the chart. So yeah, this person had to pause and figure out how maybe they were going to make money. They also needed to figure out whether or not this was a relationship and a union that they really wanted to be a part of. And I feel as though the answer is going to be yes. This indecision could be coming from the divine feminine as well. Because when I'm looking at all the cards, I'm seeing that the Two of Swords in reverse is right above this Strength lady, and both of these are women. So it could have also been the woman at one point in time. I'm seeing and feeling that both you guys experienced some indecision and some doubt when it came to this connection. But so both of you guys are also coincidentally going to realize that you guys want to be together. The last two cards that came out to clarify this Two of Cups energy is the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, okay? The Pentacles are Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. The Swords are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And that Strength card is Leo and Virgo. The Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, if I didn't say that. But with the Eight of Pentacles being underneath the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like someone needed to pause and reflect and see whether or not they wanted to put the work and the effort into this connection, okay? Um, and I honestly feel like that's on both of you guys' parts, especially since this is a twin flame union, possibly. I feel like you guys were definitely mirroring one another. With the exception of this Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords in reverse, I feel that somebody, I'm getting another message of that too, somebody was focused and determined and maybe always knew. And if they were if they ever were doubtful, um, it could have been because there was an in and out energy on both people's parts or the woman's. And so it put the male and the masculine, for that matter, in an energy of also being that way. I also feel like that person had two different temperaments and two different mentalities and mindsets or ideas to fight against and to choose between. And because they weren't prepared and they didn't know what they wanted as of yet, they chose not to make a decision until now. Now they're sure. So back to this Eight of Pentacles, somebody took some time to rest and reflect and figure out if this was something that they really wanted to put some energy into and invest in with the Seven of Pentacles energy. And I feel like it is. So that's why we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. With the Five of Cups, I feel like somebody was also experiencing some regret, some remorse, some disappointment at how maybe how something was going, how something was working out. I feel that that could be the feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be because this is the masculine's reading overall. But it could be. It could be. But with that Five of Cups, that's regret. That is remorse. That is, oh my God, this is not going the way that I wanted it to go at all. Okay. And so I also feel like that's the energy promoting maybe the divine masculine and the divine feminine into getting back into union with one another and deciding, hey, we both want to put effort into this connection. So without further ado, that is the reading that I have for the divine masculines. Now I'm going to pause and we're going to get into the divine feminine's energy, okay? All right, you guys. So it is the Pretty Coach Oracles, also today known as Naim Shakam as well. Welcome back to the second portion of the Divine Femmes and DMs messages. Now we are getting to the Divine Feminine's energy and what's going on with her, okay? So the overall energy for the Divine Feminine is the Tower. It's the Tower. And I feel like something is definitely shifting, something is coming to an end. I feel like a foundation that was faulty is crumbling. And I really feel that ultimately this is for the good. Of course, everything works out for the good, right? Everything works out for the good of those who are called and chosen, okay? Anyways, to hop into this energy, because I don't want the video to be too lengthy. The first card that came out, first of all, I feel like some type of truth will be exposed with the Tower energy. Something is ending that needs to. And it will be the catalyst, I think, for truth to be revealed, uh, for things to be set in order and balanced, okay? So the first card that came out for the foundational cards is the King of Swords for the Divine Feminine. And when I first was reading for this, I felt like this could be either her energy or this is the masculine's energy here. Okay. So when I asked Spirit to help us to clarify what was going on here, okay, so before I move on, I just heard something, so I have to say it. The second card that came out in this spread for the Divine Feminine, is the High Priestess, okay? So that's Cancerian energy, and the King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So right off the bat, that's telling me that there's like a water sign energy and an air sign energy, okay? And this could be one and the same person. This could both be the Divine Feminine, or this could be the Divine Feminine and her influence with the Divine Masculine. Moving on. The third card that came out for the foundational reading is the Nine of Cups energy, which is all about wish fulfillment and abundance, okay? Yeah. The King of Swords is about regaining control. It's also about being balanced and controlled. For example, most people think that the King of Swords energy doesn't have feelings, but he does. It's just he doesn't allow his feelings to overrule him when making decisions. And he can make decisions because he has his feelings and stuff in check, as well as he has, to me, his logic in check, okay? This is a person who is very strategic. This is a person who is very capable of witty inventions, great ideas, foresight, I also feel, and has the ability to be a great communicator. When I first got this card, I felt like if in fact it was the Divine Feminine, she is going to somehow have a hand in all things communications, radio, television, film, and all that kind of stuff, some type of broadcasting. And her main focus was going to be that of something spiritual, seeing as how the High Priestess was here, which my second card in any reading always influences the first one. So yeah, that's that with that. The last and final card that did come out was the Justice card. Justice. And this is where that's about truth. That's about vindication. That is about revelations of truths. Okay. That's about something being settled to me once and for all. And that's also Libran energy. moving on. So when I asked Spirit to help me to clarify this the King of Swords energy, we got the Ten of Cups first and foremost. Then we got, let me show you guys those cards. Let me move this out the way real quick. So the first two cards to fly out clarifying that was the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant in reverse. So first and foremost, I got the vibe that either there was a union that was going to be coming to an end because someone wasn't totally fulfilled and content. And the other understanding I got was that somebody was somehow breaking tradition possibly in order to have this fulfilled, okay? In order to have this total contentment. I also feel like the traditions that will be broken is some type of spiritual or religious traditions, okay? The next two cards to come out to clarify the King of Swords energy was the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So I felt the vibe heavily that somebody could have been deceiving themselves about what truly made them happy. They could have been deceiving themselves and possibly lying about the fact that maybe someone didn't make them happy. Or this person could be doing their best to scheme and plot in order to create this sense of contentment and bliss. With the Hierophant with the Hierophant above the Queen of Pentacles, I felt as if um there could have been a union if there was in fact a marriage that was ending or something like that. Oh, that was the other message I got, that this King of Swords energy could be someone who separates or gets divorced or something like this. Nevertheless, they could be divorcing from someone who's a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy, but this is not just that. This could be the mother of their children. This could be a figure that reminded them of their mother, or this could be in fact a mom. It could be the mother. Or this woman has children is what I'm trying to say, who they could be, deciding to move on from. If not, this is a woman who's very caring, nurturing. She's good when it comes to finances. The Queen of Pentacles, for me, is great when it comes to manifesting money. She also is a wealthy woman, okay? But this is a committed person here. This was someone who they could have been obviously with the Hierophant being here, in a committed union with. I feel that this energy could have been holding on to the connection. I also feel like this Queen of Pentacles was also the person or the energy that could have been fabricating to herself about this non-traditional connection. It could have been not for malicious purposes, but she could have been deceiving herself into believing that this is something that she could accept. Moving on. The High Priestess energy. The High Priestess is very intuitive, extremely a woman of service, a woman who is loving, generous, communicates with Spirit. Spirit definitely communicates with her. And this doesn't have to just be a woman, my bad, but it could be a divine feminine energy, which we know can be a male or a female. But this person is using her intuition to guide her all the fucking way. And though she does not totally know how everything is going to work out, she already knows that it will. Moving on. The two cards to come out to clarify this card, the High Priestess, is the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, hands down, and the Judgment in reverse. I feel as though there is a sentence that has been passed. There is a sentence that has been passed. There is a decision that has been made. And I feel like this is coming down from the heavenly realms into the physical. This is something that cannot be stopped by man. Okay. With the Capricorn card being here, it can have something to do with, yes, toxic energy, but it could also have something to do with emotions and feelings. I feel like these two people are connected to each other, whether they wanted to be or not. When I say these two people, know that I'm talking about the divine feminine. I feel is connected to the divine masculine, whether they want to be or not. That's the energy I feel that this devil could be presenting. But we know that the devil energy, um, who is this? I don't know who that is calling me. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, the devil energy has everything to do with um, fear, abandonment issues. I'm hearing sexual abuse and or promiscuity, and even withholding sex, control issues. Fear is the thing I'm hearing the biggest though. Following those two cards that came out, we got the moon and we got the two of pentacles. And here's where I got the understanding that I feel like these people have been connected, you know, literally lifetimes. I feel like that's the reason why it's like hard to let go of one another. But in a way, it's like you're not supposed to. Moving on. With the moon card here, moon deals with cancer to me. It can also influence Scorpio and or Pisces. I'm getting cancer with this card for sure, but it could be any one of those, of course. Um, Scorpio or Pisces, who has Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in their chart. Okay, because of the two of pentacles. But with the moon, it's something that was hidden. Somebody was being quiet about something. I also feel that somebody kept trying to juggle. They were trying to create balance. They were trying to multitask with these two different connections. Um, and this is something that keeps happening in this person's life. And I don't feel like this is a divine feminist energy, but it could be. And then that whole energy of keeping and coming back to one another, that could be the truth. I'm also hearing repeated patterns of like meeting this same person in different people, the same kind of energy in different people. That's what I'm getting with the two of pentacles and this infinity symbol. I also feel like intuition is going to really assist with bringing clarity here. Oh Lord, let me move on. I really want to clarify, but I'm gonna do that. This part may have an extended, but I don't know because I low key want to clarify this moon energy and maybe even the devil. But moving on, we're gonna go to the Nine of Cups. I also feel like, you know, the attachments here, they could have been some toxic attachments though. And that's what I'm gonna move. I'm gonna stick with that. With the high priestess or the divine feminine energy, there was some fears of her own. And I feel that the fears were coming from whether or not she could take care of herself financially, fiscally, okay? And when it comes to manifesting in the physical. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing that because I almost feel like I missed that. Yeah, that was the moon energy. This I feel like this feminine felt as if she, you know, didn't have what it takes. And so that was something that was secretly within her. But she does. And right now, what's happening is she's leveling up when it comes to multitasking, when it comes to multiple streams of income, when it comes to manifesting wealth and abundance and material possessions. Okay. In the house that rules these material possessions, which is the second house, she could have Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces there. Ah, thank you, Spirit. She definitely does. I know that resonates with me, but not just that. Clarifying that high priestess energy. This is what's clarifying the high priestess energy. This lady is going to make her money. She's going to get and create stability for herself by spiritual means. She is the high priestess. So whatever that may mean for you, somebody could be a root worker, other people could be a counselor of sorts, yoga, whatever. I did say counselor, a doctor, a healer, tarot card reader, runes, whatever. It is going to be by esoteric means and by listening to her intuition that she will create wealth, abundance, and gain control and liberty over her life. Moving on. Whew. Nine of Cups. That's about the abundance. That also could have something to do with selfish energy. And I'm going to start with the selfish energy that I picked up. So I feel as though a tower moment happens and the Three of Wands. This is about being in suspension. So I feel like what created the tower moment I feel in both the divine masculines and the divine feminine's life is the fact that the divine feminine could have felt as if the divine masculine had her waiting, kept her waiting, had her in suspense, had her on the back burner. Truth be told, this had to happen because not only did she feel like the masculine had her on the back burner, the truth is she had herself on the back burner. And the reason that she had herself on the back burner was because of this issue that we just kind of talked about. Feeling like she could not provide materialistically for herself. That was a fear of hers. That I feel like when she may have entered into this connection, she thought that she was doing the right thing with doing this. But instead, she only gave her power away. She placed herself and she was thinking toxically in the first place. Okay, moving on. This tower moment was really for her good, which we always knew that, and I said that before. Because she needed to realize that she did have what it takes and that she had everything she needs inside of her to take care of herself, to create wealth and abundance. Now, selfishness is one of the understandings of, and overindulgence can be one of the understandings of the Nine of Cups. And I do feel like she viewed the divine masculine as a selfish motherfucker. She was like, you know what? You were so selfish. Remember, because he had two different connections going on at the same exact time. So it's like she didn't want to necessarily be in that connection, but she also had this attachment to him that she could not get away from. And so she remained, but she wasn't focusing on the right shit. Moving on. After this tower and this Three of Wands, this was expecting something. She was in expectancy. Probably waiting even for a very long time to be rescued, to be saved, to, if it was a business ordeal and a business endeavor, she was waiting to receive word about that working out. I also get the vibe that this high priestess knew that a tower moment was going to come and she was probably trying to hold it off, keeping it at bay, trying to delay that. I feel she could have been waiting for it to happen, but again, not knowing exactly when. Moving on, the next cards that came out to clarify this Nine of Cups energy, we got the Eight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and then the Ten of Pentacles. Listen, what I got, the second understanding of the Nine of Cups is self-love. Okay. Also abundance and wish fulfillment. I really feel like this whole tower moment came because the divine feminine realized that she was waiting for the wrong person. And I feel that she realized that instinctively and intuitively, but she still didn't have the guts to walk away. So the universe had to make something happen in order for her to get pushed out of that connection, for the purpose of focusing on herself and following spirit and her intuition to her abundance and her own self-love. Self-love also being in the department of finances, becoming and doing whatever she needed to do to make money, to take care of herself with a house or a car, and just the day-to-day things that we need to survive in this world. She had to go off and learn that. And for those who've seen the first portion of this video, I feel like that came out a little bit in the divine masculine energy. Well, during that time frame where she's separated into herself and having to focus on herself so it could come across like she's selfish, she starts getting messages from, guess who? I feel like she started getting messages, passionate messages, passages, messages about love, about feelings of passion. I miss you. I love you. She could have also been sending these herself to the divine masculine, but there's definitely been heavy communication between them. All the while, she's still in this place of having to figure out, which path. She's at a crossroads. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to manifest this 10 of Pentacles? But I want you to know, I feel like she's definitely going to find out how to do so, because this is the last card that came out, which for me made me feel like this was how this was going to end. I feel like she's going to get the information and the insight, whether it's from spirit, whether it's from being in communication with the divine masculine, however it's going to come, she's going to get these messages that are going to reignite her fire. Messages of and ideas also about how she's going to make this money, and she's going to manifest that shit. That's the end result. 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups in the same spread, that is everything. That's being totally emotionally, spiritually, and physically fulfilled. Even with the 10 of Cups, that's having the family life and the family structure, and being able to leave the legacy that you wanted. That's the bomb. Congratulations. Last but not least, we have the Justice card. Remember I was talking about truth being revealed? Well, here's the truth that is going to be revealed for the divine feminine. We got the 9 of Pentacles, which is about the self-love. The woman had self-love. She loved herself. She was content within herself. She knew how to tap in and all that. So she had that, emotionally speaking, and she had an abundance of that shit. Could have come off like she was selfish, but she wasn't. What she needed to learn next was how to actually take care of herself in the physical. This is getting fit. This is focusing on your money so that you can create the lifestyle that you really want to live in the earth. So the type of house you want, the type of car you want. This is the energy of also being single for now, focusing on the self. So could be bachelor, bachelorette energy, but this woman is a woman who lives in luxury. She likes the finer things, okay? And right now, this is the truth that the divine feminine is having to get down. The way that she's going to manifest this, it may not be the typical traditional way. She meditates. She consults with spirit. And then spirit gives her ideas, instructions, and then she takes them and she just looks like she's winning, because she is. The next two cards that came out were the Queen of Swords and the High Priestess again. Now, remember, anytime I see suits like a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords or a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Pentacles, or the Emperor and the Empress, or the Hierophant and the High Priestess, that will always, always, always indicate a divine union. We have at least two of those, at least two, in just this entire reading alone. And then we've got two in just the divine feminine's energy alone. We've got the Hierophant and the High Priestess, and then we've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So if there was any doubt that this is your person, you don't need to doubt that anymore. The Queen of Swords is a woman who became balanced. She can be an author, a writer. Again, this is that communications, a speaker, radio, television, film. That's that energy. Also, she can make wise decisions, balance within her emotions and logic and reason. This is a woman who, now I've got my emotions in alignment with myself. My mind is also clear. So now I can cut off whatever's not serving me and usher in what is. And what is leading all of this and what's led her to all of this is her spiritual connection to the divine. her being of service. What she will be communicating and talking about will always be spiritual, self-love, self-healing, manifesting from the supernatural, manifesting from the spirit, getting in touch with who you are, your soul's purpose, in order to free yourself and liberate yourself and make wise decisions in the physical. That has been the reading for the Divine Femmes and DMs. I pray that something resonates with you all. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can always do that at theprettycoachoracles.com, unless, of course, I take a break. But I'm just getting started. So yeah, I pray that something resonates, you guys. Also, for those who might want to have like a sneak peek at the behind the scenes of when I'm preparing for these readings, or if you want to get some of these readings sooner than they hit, on YouTube, you can also become a patron. They're very inexpensive. The monthly subscriptions, I've got a $2 tier, I want to say a $5 tier, and then a $10 tier. If it's not 5, it's like 7, but it's not too expensive. And I've been wanting to make sure that I put things in there for you guys that no one is really getting on just the YouTube channel. Okay. So when you become a patron, you automatically get access to the extendeds. But yeah, that's that with that. Also, the links to my stores. And also, guys, I just want to let y'all know. You don't always have to pay me or anything like that, but I do appreciate gifts, and I have my wish list from Amazon always in the description box, okay? So if you're ever feeling generous and you feeling like you want to do something for me, but you may not have money to get an actual reading and stuff, go look in that wish list and see if you can get something for me from there. I appreciate it. All right. I love you guys with the love of the Most High. Peace, love, light, and darkness working in harmony and balance together.